Good morning. Yeah, it's such a beautiful day here in Santa Monica. The sun is out, a perfect day for flying, and they wanted to make sure that the day was perfect so that they could send off the Sea Dragon in style. It's a fun day. It's a party atmosphere out here, but it's also a little bit of a sad day. I want to show you the Sea Dragon right there as it sits at the end of the pier here, waiting for its final journey. So we're waiting for the Blackhawk helicopter. It might be just a little bit late. It's going to come here, hoist that up into the skies, and then over the Santa Monica Ocean, it's going to take the Sea Dragon to Port Hueneme, and then it'll make its final journey actually to St. Louis, Missouri, where it's going to be at a museum. So if you have all of these memories of the Sea Dragon, you'll still be able to see it. You just have to make that trip to St. Louis. I'm going to bring in the mayor of Santa Monica here, Mayor Davis. Madam Mayor, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for coming.
It's not kind of a sad day here. You know, there's so many memories when it comes to the Sea Dragon. 26 years here in Santa Monica.
It's been here that long. I've ridden it many times with my son when he was younger, and so I am a little sad to see it go, but we're going to have a new exciting ride, and I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah, that ride opens up on March the 26th for spring breakers, and it looks pretty much the same, but it's going to be a little bit more updated, so it'll feel like, one of the things that people like about the Sea Dragon is that they say it almost feels like you're like, you know, flying right over the water, right over the Pacific Ocean.
It does. You actually feel that loss of gravitational pull for a moment there, so people find it quite exciting. It was one of my son's favorite rides.
You were saying that you've been here in Santa Monica since the 80s, and
yes.
Talk about the pier. I mean, you travel the world, and I'm sure you tell people I'm the mayor of Santa Monica, and everybody knows the Santa Monica Pier, right? This wasn't always a done deal, right? This was like, this had been threatened at one point.
Right. Well, in the 80s, a storm took down a big chunk of the pier, and the community organized to rebuild it and reinforce it. And in 1996, the pier was reconstructed, and then we put this lovely amusement park on it to welcome people from around the world.
Yeah, and so this is like the most iconic, you know, you think of not just Santa Monica, but honestly, if anybody talks about Los Angeles and you look at pictures, you think of the pier. So it's really like a world destination.
Absolutely. If you Instagram Santa Monica, one of the 10 most Instagram sites is the Santa Monica Pier sign and sites on the Santa Monica Pier. So we're just so thrilled to have it here in our community and to welcome the world to the world famous pier.
Yeah. And tell us, here comes the chopper right now. Oh, we're looking at it overhead. Kind of cool, right? you get a Blackhawk helicopter off the pier here. Your memories. You said you've ridden it yourself. Your thoughts on riding this ride? It's not as sort of scary as a lot of other roller coasters, but it can be a little nail biting.
It's not scary, but you might not want to eat a heavy meal before you get on it. It's a little bit of a tummy twister.
It's a little bit of a tummy twister. That's what they tell me. So they had breakfast this morning, and I decided I am going to save a breakfast burrito for later, and then ride. Are you going to ride this with us, by the way, later, coming up at 9 o'clock?
I won't be able to do that, but I'm anxious to hear about it from you.
I will tell you about it, Madam Mayor. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It's thanks for coming out to this perfect Santa Monica day.
It's a perfect Santa Monica day, in between storms, no less, right? So it was just propitious for the Sea Dragon.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We really appreciate it. Okay, so this is gonna. So we're going to stick with this, I think. There it goes. Attached pretty quickly here. They're all ready for this. One of the things they told me is that this might have not happened today, depending on the weather today. But as I said, just a perfect day. This Blackhawk helicopter, by the way, it's like a military-grade helicopter. But, of course, it's a civilian helicopter coming out of Oxnard. They had to refuel this and make sure that it was fully fueled so that it could pick up the Sea Dragon. The Sea Dragon's about 26 feet long and 3 tons. So it's pretty heavy. It's a pretty big load for this helicopter in order for this helicopter to make this final trip.
Oh, there it is.
And there it is.
We have liftoff.
Liftoff. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's been sitting here at the pier for a couple of weeks now because, you know, there's so much nostalgia here. People wanted to come by and say goodbye to this thing. What's interesting is that the new Sea Dragon it looks almost identical to this. The new Sea Dragon will have a little bit more bells and whistles. The mayor talked about the sensation of the Sea Dragon flying over the Pacific Ocean. The new one will actually have sprinklers on it, a misting system.
Wow.
And it rocks and rolls a little bit, so you sort of feel like
An
you're on a
immersive
boat or you're on a
experience.
Sea Dragon. Yeah, it's a real immersive experience. This is so interesting, though. Isn't this so cool?
I'm so happy this is happening right now on live TV. This is great. Now, no,
Right?
I also hope that that stays intact and doesn't drop right in the ocean. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Let's.
So it's interesting you point that out, because what they told me is that, you know, this flight path was definitely planned out. They make sure they push it out a little further into the ocean and then take the northward track all the way up to Port Hueneme just to make sure that everyone's safe. But, you know, it's safe and secure. One of the other interesting things is they actually have cameras on board, so they've got GoPros and the like. So in a couple of hours, you're going to be able to see on the Pacific Park website that the journey that it took. Because I was sitting on it and I'm thinking to myself, like, if we just stayed on this thing and took this ride, what would that be like? What would that be like? It'd be pretty interesting.
That would be the ultimate experience. It's very Game of Thrones right now, with the dragon making its way over the edge. House of the Dragon.
Right.
Anybody? Yeah.
Right.
I'm just happy it's going
Everybody's
over the water.
clapping here. It's now said its final goodbye and making its final journey to its resting spot. As I said, it's going to be in St. Louis. So if you take the trip to St. Louis, it'll be on the top of the City Museum there in St. Louis. So all your memories, you can bring them over there. And then there will be new memories with the new Sea Dragon, which, by the way, we will be riding at 9 o'clock. One of the first people to ride the brand new Sea Dragon here on Santa Monica.
That's amazing. That's awesome. That's like nostalgic.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
It's got to drop so many emotions, Bob, for so many people across Southern California watching this morning that had memories, created memories at the pier, rode that ride, you know, with their families or friends.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
very
100%.
cool.
They've had a bulletin board here on the website, and if you look, it's just full of all these different memories. Just spending time on the pier with the Ferris wheel, the rides, the food, and you know, it's one of the more fun rides that are out here. 12 different rides on the pier.